Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Napa Virtual Summit. This is Christina Chef, KS Nature Photography. And today I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Grebes, Western and Clark's Grebes, rushing, dancing on water, and how, when, and where they do it. So with that said, I'm going to jump right in. And these are the birds that I'll be talking about. This is a Western Grebe couple. These water birds engage in a maneuver called rushing, when they literally get out of the water and walk on water for anywhere up to 66 feet or so. And this lasts about 5 to 10 seconds. And this is just to impress each other, right? As I tell my clients jokingly sometimes, us single humans, I think we have it super easy. We just go for a dinner, maybe for a movie, maybe a walk in the park, where these birds, well, they have to walk on water to impress each other. So being a single grebe is not that easy, right? I'm located in San Diego County, North San Diego County in sunny California, and this is where I like to photograph these birds. We have over 700 Western and Clark's Grebes. We have mostly Western Grebes and about 25% Clark's. They are resident year-round. Oh, did I mention we have a lot of Grebes? This was on an afternoon out on the lake about 2 years ago, and they just happened to be all in nice, happy group. They do live in colonies, and they spread around different areas of the lakes as they live. So a little bit about me, actually not much about me, because you can read on the website under KSNaturePhotography.com. Just click on about. But I got fascinated with these birds 5-6 years ago. I have been studying them ever since then. I know exactly where, when, and how they're going to do it. When they rush, I can tell you before they're rushing, so you can get that perfect photo. I do have a current conservation project going on, which you can read about. I encourage you to read about it more on my website at KSNaturePhotography.com. I'm also heavily involved with Napa. I'm on the ethics committee as well as the regional events committee, and I help with the Facebook group administration whenever I get some free time. So Western Grebes, to tell the difference between Western and Clark's, I'm going to show you a couple photos and teach you a little bit about them. So next time you see them, you can know exactly which one you're looking at. When you look at the Grebes, the black feathers on top of the head, if they cover under the eye, you're looking at a Western Grebe. Also, the color of the bill is a bit of a dull yellow, greenish color versus the Clark's Grebe. That is more of an orange, the bill color. And if you look at the black top, the black hoodie, I call it, the feathers go above the eye. So around the eye is all white feathers, right? Now this next shot, it's one of my latest favorites. It's actually a mixed couple. I did not put these two birds next to each other. They are a couple, paired up couple. The Western Grebe is in the front, and then you have your Clark's Grebe in the back, so you can study the differences between the two birds. Here is a Western Grebe, if you want to quiz yourself. This is a Western Grebe with a chick. Here is a pair of Clark's Grebes doing the other courtship behavior called the weed ceremony. Here is a Western Grebe couple, and this would be, oh, you got it right. It's a Western in the front with the Clark in the back, rushing together. Just the Clark's is just about to catch up with the Western Grebe. So Grebe courtship is, it's a few elaborate steps. They're not just rushing, and I'll touch base on that for a little bit. But rushing is when they rise out of the water and walk on water for anywhere to 5 to 10 seconds. Stays about 66 feet on the water. They're the largest vertebrates to do it. Now, if you're getting ready to photograph these, we're just about to end the season here in San Diego. Season is between November and March, so hopefully this gets you ready. Come visit me. I'm happy to take you out on the lake to photograph the Grebes. How they do it? Nat Geo did a study on them, and they said the Grebes take about 14 to 20 steps a second, and the fastest human compared to them does anywhere between 5 to 6 steps. So it is pretty impressive, right? And they do groups of 2 or more. Now, as I mentioned, Grebe courtship is a elaborate behavior. It's not just rushing. Rushing is number 3 on the list. There's a whole other things going on. So quickly, I'm going to tell you a few things you want to look out for before the rush. This is what's called advertising. So during finding a mate, you're looking for the single birds, not the paired up couples. Advertising, emitting a sound, almost sounds like a frog, quite noisy, loud on the water, looking for another grebe on the lake, advertising to them. Once they find each other and come together, it could be two or more birds. Uh, the behavior called ratchet pointing and dip shaking, with heads very low to the water and with emitting a very harsh sound with it. They dip their bill in the water, splash right, splash to the left. Here's another shot of that splashing behavior while they're staring down with each other. And here's from a different angle, the formation, the look, the position before the rush that you're going to be looking for. Now, of course, for me, it's really hard to see, by the way. For me, it's all about the sound. I know exactly the sound that they make, when they're going to do it. I can point you and say, okay, 11 o'clock, they're about to rush, launch into the rush. Both birds get out of the water. The first one of the birds will pick the direction and the other one would follow. Remember, rushing is not a race. It is the idea for the other bird to catch up with them and get in sync to rush together. So when I say in sync, you're going to be looking for those really cool photos with both feet out, both same feet, both right feet or left feet out of the water at the same time. And coming at you, they move super fast. So get ready. Here is another pair of Western Grebes rushing, and back to that mixed pair of the Western and the Clark's Grebes. I love backlit photos or anything interesting with rushing while the bird walking on water is very impressive. Remember that gorgeous splash of water, and you want to include that in your photos. So as I mentioned before, rushing can be it happens a lot between more than just two birds. Usually in cases when there are more than two birds, 3 or 4, you're talking about one female and multiple males. Now remember, even with two birds, I want to mention rushing can be done between a male and a female and two males. Actually, 45% of the time, the two birds are both males, showing off to the lady next door. Here are another 3 birds coming straight at you. Here's happened to be 4 because, 3 just wasn't enough. And then you have the gorgeous sunrise photos. It's one of my other favorites. Now, things don't always go well. Sometimes one goes to the right, one goes to the left, and you know exactly that these birds will not be dating or going out together. And here's another fun. I love these fun shots. They're just kind of makes you giggle and laugh, right? Barge trilling or treading, this is when whatever behavior comes after rush, you can tell if the rush was done between males or a male and a female. Barge trilling, after rushing, if they go into this behavior, you know that the birds rushing were male birds. If they go into a weed ceremony, this is only done between a male and a female. This is an indication for nest building. And there's also another courtship behavior I love to photograph is bob printing, where they mirror each other's behavior, and it's super neat. Or feeding and nesting. Feeding the mate, where the male will feed the female right before nesting. And I just quickly want to show you a nesting photo. By the way, this photo is taken from a trail, not from a boat. You should never be in a boat in the nesting area, especially on the lake here in San Diego. So we don't bother the birds. You can tell the bird is very relaxed, just tucking in the eggs. And then, of course, just for fun, they come all the cute little Grebes, the chicks. So to give you a quick little summary, rushing season is between November and March. I like January, early February, if you want to visit. Now, San Diego has a whole other birds. We're talking about over 300 species of migratory or residence birds during the winter, from the brown pelicans to Brandt's cormorants, everything. A little tip for you: if you travel from far away, allow yourself multiple days. You are photographing wildlife. Some mornings, best time to photograph the rushing Grebes is in the mornings. Some mornings are better than others. You can come join me in San Diego. Hit me up on my website. Happy to take you out and help you out. But also just want to mention, soon you'll see the information on NAPA's website. We will have a regional event coming up in February 2022, early February. So I hope you can join me. With that said, I want to thank you for being a part and being here at the Virtual Summit. This is sunset at Lake Hodges. No, I mean, I really thank you for being a part of this presentation. And quickly for 2 seconds, because that's all I have, I'm gonna leave this up. Please feel free to contact me. I do all kinds of other tours to Scotland, Ireland, Hungary, Costa Rica, and mostly around here in San Diego. So if you have any questions about the Grebes, or just want to send me a note, have any location information that you would like to know, check out my website at KSNaturePhotography.com. Thank you so much. Have a good time.